Hey there, super friends. This is Joey with Last Point Gaming. Today is Tuesday, March 27th, 2018. I'm recording 2 days in a row. I'm excited. It's actually a lot easier to not smoke while driving when I'm recording, because I don't think about it as much. If you listened to me in the past, you know, I would chain smoke on my commute home every day. And that's pretty much how it's been, since I started driving, is when I'm driving, I'm smoking. Unless my kids are in the car. I don't smoke with them in the car. So, my commutes back and forth to work, I tend to be a little aggravated after them from not smoking when I've had basically half an hour to think about how bad I want to smoke a cigarette while driving, and I'm not. So, anyway, this is easier. So, hell, we may even get up to the point where I'm recording before and after work every day because it's just easier. I don't know, though. We'll see. By the way, if you access these episodes through our YouTube, I don't know what the hell's up with the weird thumbnail from yesterday. So I just push the episodes from Spreaker to YouTube. I don't upload them separately or anything like that. And the thumbnail's always just been that splash screen that displays while the episode plays on YouTube. And for some reason, there's a really fucking bizarre thumbnail for yesterday. Or at least, when I look at my account. I don't know what's up with that. Don't care for it, Spreaker. I think if it happens again, I'll, reach out to support at Spreaker and see if they can figure out what's going on there. But, in any case, yesterday I talked all about handshakes. If you go on our Twitter, at Last Point Gaming, or even my personal Twitter, at Stranger Sparrow, I think it's going to be easier to see on the Last Point Gaming Twitter just because that account has so much less activity. Jody Keith actually replied to the post sending out the link for yesterday's cast with a video that Travis Wu did on the topic a while back, it seems. It's worth a listen for a different perspective. It's worth a listen for a different perspective. Let's see here. What am I going to talk about today? So, Versus series this week. I just watched yesterday's and today's episodes today. I, completely forgot to check for it yesterday, actually. Yeah, what is up with YouTube, by the way? There are channels that I unsubscribed to months ago with that whole community drama thing going on that I still get notifications when they post new content. But, Star City, now, admittedly, I don't have the little bell thing clicked with Star City because they produce so much stuff, and there's a fair portion of it I really don't care. Well, not even a fair portion, the Commander stuff, don't care. The Split Second show, generally don't care. Every once in a while, the tagline for it catches my attention, and I go, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll listen to that. I don't play Commander, so I don't care about their Commander Versus series. And as far as Split Second, he's generally talking about stuff I just don't care about. Not saying it's bad or useless or anything else. If you're into what he's talking about, cool, go watch it. I think I want to say that's Jeremy Nolan that does that. And, he's a good speaker and all. And it's usually pretty fast and whatever. But anyway, so I watch the Daily Digest and the Versus series. And that's about it. And sometimes I watch archived tournament coverage. But I never get notified hey, we noticed that you watched the Versus series video. Here's a new one. Or that you watch the Daily Digest videos almost every day. Here's a new one. It's hey, Split Second went up. And I'm YouTube, I clearly don't care about that. And then, there's other channels I'm subscribed to that I have clicked the little bell thing. Philip DeFranco, Talarian, MTGO Traders. Luckily, I know Terran's streaming schedule because anymore, half the time, I don't get a notification from YouTube that they've gone live. I just noticed, like, I look down at the clock on my computer at work and go, wait a minute, it should be stream time. And I manually go to the MTGO Traders channel, and sure enough, it's stream time. I'm like, what the hell, YouTube? Anyway, it's just a gripe. But like I said, I still get notifications for, Jeremy's channels. And that's the thing, it's not even just one of his channels. It's not like, oh, I get notifications from the quartering. I used to watch a lot of the quartering. I'm not gonna lie. The community drama was funny to me to watch. But again, this was, not really observing that this community drama that I was going, haha, this is kind of funny. He was talking about real people, and it was upsetting and hurtful to the people it was directed at. But I used to watch it. I've talked about it before. And the Unsleeved Media channel, I didn't watch as much of because he tried to keep that content cleaner and, a little higher brow. And now I don't know, because I don't watch much of his stuff anymore. I will admit that I have caved to some of his kind of clickbaity titles. Where I'm like, wait, what? Like, how streamers violated FCC rulings, and I'm like, what? But yeah, no, I get notifications from both the channels. It's not even just one. Like, they were like, oh, you used to watch a lot of this channel. And I also feel like when you, actually unsubscribe from something, they should say, oh, clearly you don't like this anymore. Like, I get that they're like, well, you watched one video by Logan Paul and you didn't subscribe, so we thought maybe you'd like to know about his newest video coming out. Alright, cool, I kind of get it, I guess, but if you're going to show me random notifications, you would think that they would be mined from people I'm subscribed from. But I understand that that's also, hey, our algorithm said that you might be interested in, this channel over here because you watch these 3 channels. I can understand it. You're trying to get exposure for all your people and everything. Actually, just your highest cash cows, but, whatever. But when I actually unsubscribe from somebody, can you just not give me any notifications anymore? I don't know. I have to click through the app and see if I can find a way to just, tell it not to send me notifications for him anymore. Because, it's just obnoxious, really. Anyway, that whole rant aside, sorry about all that. But speaking of YouTubers, I came across this young lady. Oh, man, that's a way for me to sound old, huh? I don't even remember how I came across her this weekend. I don't know, I was watching some video or another, and I saw in my feed of suggested videos, and I'm like, I wonder what this is about. Her tag on Twitter is SicklyMTG, and that's SicklyMTG, no spaces, no underscore, no nothing. I believe that's also what her YouTube channel is called, so if you search on YouTube for SicklyMTG, she's pretty neat. Now, I only watched 2 episodes. One, she talked about how, she almost decided to not play Magic. And, one, she was talking about, her favorite artist, which was... Tyrese Nielsen? Is that right? Is that even close? I don't know. Y'all know how I am with names. It's bad. If I got either the first name or last name correct, I would be happy with that. The artist behind, I remember the one card she specifically pointed out was Hannah Ship's Navigator from the Masters 25 set, which may be the original art for Hannah. I'm not positive, though. Anyway, so, she talked all about how this is her favorite artist and, pointed out different pieces of her artwork and why she likes her and everything. So, kind of cool. I started following her on Twitter. She's pretty witty. She is actually doing a giveaway for subscribers right now because she hit 1,000 subscribers. It's a little giveaway. I mean, she hit 1,000. She didn't hit 10,000. I think that puts her in the realm of being able to put up ads and everything. So that's just kind of breaking the ceiling into being able to monetize through YouTube. So she's not giving away a Mox. She's giving away a couple packs. I think it's awesome. You know, it's almost kind of a symbolic gesture. So that was another video I watched from her announcement of her hitting the 1,000 subscribers and everything, and doing this giveaway. And I think it's worth watching because her talking about the pack she's going to give away, I thought was awesome. Anyway, so yeah, check her out. Feel free to like her, not like her, you know, whatever. It's up to you, but I just thought I would, give a shout out to another YouTuber that I've come across that I'm like, yeah, she's pretty cool. Also, Taryn from MTGO Traders. I think he follows her on Twitter, and we've had some interactions, like, on her threads and everything, so, and, you know, if Taryn likes her, she's good people, because, you know, Taryn's about the nicest human I've seen on the internet. So yeah, there's that. Let's see here, what else? Where I started this week on the Versus series, they're doing mini masters with Masters 25, and it's Todd Anderson and Brad Nelson, which everybody knows that I love Todd Anderson. I think he's great. I like Brad too. I also, you know, I think he's pretty cool and everything. I generally enjoy most when he's paired with Ross Miriam, because those two are kind of hilarious together. They both seem to just kind of push each other's buttons. But also good pairing. I mean, I can't really say that there's any pairing of the guys on the Versus series that I'm like, I don't like when they put these two together. Anyway, yeah, it's good times. Kind of funny. Because, I don't know, I think that's why I like watching Todd Anderson the most, is like he just has this snarky sense of humor that's constantly on. I don't even remember what he played. It was, you know, some big fucking creature, whatever. And Brad's like, oh, okay, great. And he's like, yeah, hope you got 2 swamps and a chupacabra, dummy. I'm like, this has been added to the list of my favorite quotes from FCG videos, which the other favorite quote is, "Oh, he ain't got no friends," which is also a Todd Anderson quote when talking about a team event with Ross Miriam. And it's what I think every time I'm like, oh, there's an open in Baltimore coming up? Cool. Oh, it's team. I also have no friends. No, it's hard to assemble a team. And, I mean, I'm only a mid-level player. I don't really aspire to be more. I may not even be mid-level, honestly. I'm like an aspiring F&M hero. And that's 4-0ing F&M. That's like the top end of, woo, this is the best ever. So I get it. You know, the guys that are more competitive grinders that are like really working towards, you know, honing their skills and top 8ing and getting recognition, that kind of thing, that I'm the last person you want on the team then. Because I don't really... It's funny with stress and anxiety, because I'm more susceptible to it because I have an anxiety disorder. But also, like, I'll hit a point where, like, I just have no more capacity to stress about something, and, like, kaboom. Like, suddenly I'm like, no fucks left to give. Already done it. Like, I just no longer have a capacity to give half a shit about what's going on. And then I get a little loopy and fun, because I'm like, I don't care about winning anymore. That was too stressful. So I can definitely understand why, even though I do have friends at my LGS, I promise I do, that if they're going to team up for an event, they're probably going to go with a team more geared towards competitive play, that go to more events, because, you know, as I've talked about before, I only go to events that are within, like, that I can go there and back in the same day, for the most part, because between my family obligations, you know, plus work and everything else, not to mention the expense, not because the guys won't, let me room with them, they will, but I cannot be around people for an entire weekend with no time away from people. I'll go insane. So if I'm going to travel with them, like when we went down to Richmond, I was the only one with my own hotel room. All the rest of the guys all shared a hotel room, and there were like 2 carloads of us that went down. I guess not 2 full carloads. Or what, 6 of us? Something like that. Let's see here. The captain, Scarab God, Tyrion, Mr. Vance, Tybalt, me. Yeah, I think there were 6 of us. But anyway, yeah, no, I need time away from humans or I explode. So, it's an expense and everything. It's just not something that's easy for me to accommodate. And like, husband is, pretty awesome and really supportive of my ambitions and everything. But 1, his tolerance for me being away traveling to tournaments will eventually run out, and 2, it's kind of shitty of me to put him in that position. Now, once Boo gets a little older and I feel more secure taking her to competitive events, like a 500 to 1,000 person tournament, she's old enough that I feel secure taking her there. Because at this point I don't. Even if we tightened up her gameplay and everything and I felt that she was ready for playing at Comprel, I still wouldn't take her to an open unless I, decided that I'll register her for the open, not me. And I'm basically going to follow her around all day because she's still pretty young and she's small. So once we get to the point where Boo can start traveling to tournaments with me, that'll expand things a little. But as it stands right now, like, I feel like an asshole being like, yeah, hey husband, why don't you stay here on solo parent duty with both the kids who, when they get bored, will start picking at each other and fighting and, being kids. And what am I going to do? I'm going to go spend $500 losing at Magic. Oh, thanks, fam. So anyway, yeah, because I only go to tournaments local, semi-local, and even there, it's not like I go to every tournament in Baltimore or every tournament in Philly. It's pretty sporadic. I'm lucky if I do one every 3 to 4 months. Because, honestly, there have been close by ones that husband's like, yeah, you can, I got this. You go, hang out with your friends and whatever. And just the more I think about it, I'm like, man, work's been really, stressful lately because, we had so much packed into a release and it required, extra hours and crap. And, I've been burning the midnight oil and running pretty ragged. I just don't feel like going. I'd rather just stay home and have me, Boo, and Bird lay in our bed and, watch fucking Lilo and Stitch together or, whatever, than go play Magic all day. That just sounds exhausting. But in any case, so I do understand when the team events come up, the guys probably want to team up with people that, are going to Hartford this weekend or that have, done the trek down to Louisville. They grind a lot of events. But anyway, it's all neither here nor there. Wow. At least it stayed mostly gaming related today, so that's pretty good, right? What else I got to talk about? I can do the 2 weekend gaming reports. Let's see here, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, went 3-1 at F&M, and 3-1 at Standard Showdown. So F&M, I was 3-0 going into round 4, and lost to Coco. Actually, I think he was playing Abzan Coco, but the reason I call the guy Coco is I've lost to him before. And the first time I lost to him was when, was it 4-Color Coco was running around Standard. So, lost to him, but they were really, well, Game 1, I stomped all over him and his deck failed to perform. Game 2, he stomped all over me, my deck failed to perform. Game 3, both of our decks put in a reasonable effort. Neither one of us had particularly broken draws, but neither one of us had particularly shitty draws. So it was a real good back and forth. And like, I feel like I almost got stabilized before he just blew everything wide open. But yeah, I think it was a really good game and everything. And then for Standard Showdown, Boo and I have switched decks. She is just tired of Vampire Monument. So she took the Red-Black Pirates deck, and I started playing Vampire Monument. Holy shit, this deck is so much better than the Red-Black Pirates deck. I mean, honestly. Oh, and it's so much fun, too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do miss Blue-White Monument, which is the closest to a control deck I will ever play reasonably. Because there were 2 different counter spells. Metallic Rebuke and Spell Quiller. But I do quite enjoy playing this deck. So then this past week, 3-1 at F&M again. No, 2-2 at F&M this week. What did I lose to? I beat Boo. We got paired round 1. And I also... Was that this week or last week? Man, now I'm all confused. I think I beat Duck Hunt. Oh, you know what? No. I beat Nemesis and Duck Hunt, but I lost to Nemesis, who's no longer Nemesis. We get along much better now. What did I lose to? Oh, you know what? I lost to Mirror Match, who's playing stupid prison decks. And what else did I lose to? I'm pretty sure it was deck Bloodbraid Elf. I lose to a lot of those. In fact, I'm positive it was decked with Bloodbraid Elf because I had sided in Aethersworn Canonist to help. Because if you're not aware, I think I've been over this before, but when the way the mechanic Cascade works, you cast the spell for free, but it does count as another casting of a spell. So, like, Thalia Guardian of Thraben makes that Cascade spell cost 1. And Aethersworn Canonist that says if you cast a non-artifact spell already this turn, you cannot cast another one, would shut down Cascade. Yes, I understand that this was probably not the best card to sideboard. I still need to fix the sideboard of my deck. The main deck's been fixed, but the sideboard is still like Mullins' original sideboard. Anyway, so yeah, it was definitely something with Bloodbraid Elf, but I don't remember what. Oh, you know what? I do remember. It was this like bizarro 5-color allies deck with Bloodbraid Elf. Because Bloodbraid Elf isn't an ally, but I gotta say, I gotta give this guy props. This deck worked really well together. Had a lot of great synergies. I kind of want to poke around, see if I can find a list and kind of see how I feel about it. Because a lot of what I'm doing, you could, with humans like the Cavern of Souls and Aether Vial, you could do that with this Allies deck. But you lose Noble Hierarch, which I feel like is kind of a big deal. I don't know. I want to look at it. It seemed like a pretty neat deck, and it did kick the shit out of me. And then Standard Showdown, I went 3-0. We only had 6 people. This was our last week for it. So that was a little bit sad that we had so few roll out for it when we've been having pretty good numbers. But it is the last week, and, it is the spring holiday season, so I guess it's understandable. But we're done with that until next season when we're doing Dominaria. And I will be much happier to do that one. This one was a little rough because the store owner, his other source of income is he's a tax accountant. So he's been out of the store to work his other job. So on Sundays, the guys that have been working the store really, I think Crane could, did I name him Crane or Ibis? I don't remember. I think he could, run a tournament without too much of a problem. But it would be a giant hassle for him. And the guys that were running before that definitely can't run a Magic tournament. So, I didn't have an option to not come in. Other than, whoops, it just doesn't fire. So, I find that a little stressful. But, not a big deal. But yeah, so our standard showdown series for the season is done. I have to find out when our game day is. I'm sorry, our store championship. Whatever. Because I may play in it. I don't know. I have to see. And then the next open house, I'm going to take Bird to that again and try to get her more acclimated to going into the shop. Because she expresses an interest in playing, and she does like to play at the kitchen table with Boo. And she said she did want to go back in for an open house. I'm not understand, I'm not trying to force my hobby on my kids because it's more convenient for me. But if they show interest, I want to, respond to that. But I'm kind of coming to more and more of the conclusion, Bird just may enjoy playing Magic with us. She doesn't want to play in F&M. She doesn't want to play in Showdown. She just wants to play at the kitchen table. And that's cool, too. So, I definitely want to take her to at least one more open house and, see if I can get a better gauge on her. Because she was definitely overwhelmed by the shop. She's a bit more sensitive than Boo is, so. And pre-release should be coming up soon, which Boo is terribly excited about, because that means we get to play a two-headed giant. Which means if we get a buy, we get to go get Subway. Which I think is what she's most excited about for that. But luckily for y'all, I've made it home so you can stop listening to me ramble on about stuff that doesn't really matter. As always, if you made it this far with me, thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to y'all later.